Hola, baby. Back with One Piece. You know what that means. It's time for our weekly or bi-weekly manga review of One Piece, and this one is chapter 979, Family Problem. It's your boy, Nate Jackson, the Hokage of the Village Hidden in the Leaves, the Commander of the Sky Regiment, the King of the Pirates, the Commissioner of CCG, the Principal of the Hero Academy, the Captain Commander of the Gotier 13, the General of the Red Ribbon Army, Kakashi Hatake, Jiraiya Sensei, Vince Smoke Sanji, husband of Renkiku, Oden Sama. We here, baby. As always, I'm here with the samurai, the Miyamoto Musashi, Roanoa Enock.
What's good?
Mugen and Jin.
Oh, word. What's up, y'all? It's Samurai, and we're about to get into this new One Piece chapter.
Actually, a lot to talk about with this chapter. There's a good amount to get into. Let's get a little segment into this weekly manga reviews, and I'm gonna start this with, let's start picking an MVP of each chapter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to be a lot, because, One Piece chapters aren't that long, and, there's not to be too much going into it, but there's enough in each chapter to treat me like, alright, this is the MVP for this chapter, and for this chapter, I want to propose that my MVP is going to be my female MVP of the entire series. The owner of my number one moment in all of One Piece. The only moment in One Piece where I generally think I might have shed one tear. Not because of sadness, but because it's just like, let's go. But not that hype. It's the famous line, I want to live. My MVP is Nico Robin because, oh my god, bro. Yo. I thought that my heart stopped when I saw Nami in the Beast Pirates outfit. But son, Nico's another level, bro. Robin is so fine. And I know she didn't do much in this chapter, especially when compared to a lot of other people in this chapter, but seeing her like this is enough for her to be MVP of this chapter for me. She's so fine. I love Robin so much.
She's amazing, and she looks great. I was not expecting that.
She looks so great.
I was not expecting that at all.
I am in love. I've always been in love, but now I'm in love.
Straight up.
I got a question the other day on Twitter. People were asking like, okay, if you had a pirate crew and you're the captain in One Piece and you get to pick 9 other characters to be in your crew and sail with, what 9 characters would you pick and why? And my one and only answer was Robin. And that's it. Because I don't care about being Pirate King. I just want to sail with her. I love her so much, bro.
Oh, she's great.
She's great. She really is. I don't care if she doesn't fight.
Oh, she can though. She just doesn't. But she can. She got hands. Literally.
She got hands, but doesn't need to do it because she's still one of the most useful characters in the whole series, if not the, when you think about the goal of the series, without using her OP dough for it at all.
Straight up.
So, man, she's the best. So composed.
Nami kind of sounding overrated right now. Why?
I still got so much love for Nami, but Robin made me change my perspective for sure.
I think you and Jinbei feeling the same way.
I think me and Franky feeling the same way.
I don't know, man. Jinbei's kind of, you said, let me walk with you. He said, alright, cool. Yeah, I'll walk with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's smooth. He's not like these other young bucks.
Being thirsty. Speaking of the scene we're speaking of, man, One Piece is probably the best in my eyes at like the small slice of life moments with just the interactions that don't have too much meaning between our main characters. They're actually kind of my favorite part. Like when we see this, all the Straw Hats together, which we haven't seen in so long, right. Just doing their own thing, and Sanji freaking out about Usopp and Chopper being in the tank with all the girls and everything, and Luffy just rushing to go try to get Kid back when he's obviously the worst person for that, and Zoro rushing to go find Luffy when he's the worst person for that. That whole shit's, it's always funny, and I always love it so much. Chopper just being the cute person Chopper is and everything. Jinbei fits in right with them, and he's just the calm and composed. It feels like Jinbei and Robin are almost like the parents of the group.
Right, yeah, that's a perfect way to put it, I'll say.
I think Brook, I was worried about Brook at first, until Whole Cake Island. Brook really more than proved himself at Whole Cake Island, but before that I was worried about how Brook would, I guess ease into the group and fit with that dynamic, fighting wise and just character wise, but he is fitting in well too. I love the way they do that. Yeah, no,
I think most people felt that way just because of the way he was introduced, not like Jinbei or anything like that.
Yeah.
Where Jinbei's like, okay, we know this dude, we know what's up.
But Brook got done dirty with his introduction because he got introduced and then immediately separated from the group. Thriller Bark happened, and then we didn't get much one-on-one time to get Brook's characterization, and then Sabaody happened, and everybody was split up. So we didn't get to see him interact with the group for a very long time.
But yeah, no, he came through. I like Brook.
Oh, MVP of Whole Cake Island.
MVP of Whole Cake Island.
For sure.
Okay. Was that supposed to be the year of Sanji? Wasn't it?
It was supposed to be. Brook by far outshone Sanji. Nami kind of outshone Sanji. Yeah, but that's Whole Cake Island. We're in Wano right now, Wano Kuni.
I was gonna say, we're talking about MVPs, man. I kind of liked Kaido in this chapter.
Yeah,
not just,
what's that?
He didn't really do anything, but I just like the fact that he was just like having normal conversation.
Yes.
I feel like we haven't really seen that. Maybe I missed it, but like he was just like talking like, alright, what are we doing today? Like, alright, why are y'all here? I don't know. That's his problem.
You know what I like about that? I like the way he reacted to Ulti being Ulti too. Like he didn't really like, you know, like the Ulti said some shit like, man, Kaido must be stupid. This is a family thing again. What the fuck's wrong with them? And the rest of the Tobiropo was like, yo, watch your mouth. And she popped off to Kaido too, and Kaido was like, man, yeah, I don't know. And he was just rolling with it, which made Kaido seem way more chill and cool as far as like being the strongest creature in the world and all that.
Yeah, right.
I like that.
Like
makes me like Kaido more.
He's not just a cartoon like villain. Just cool.
Yeah, he's a lot more chill.
King was hard though. I like King.
Yeah.
King looked nice. Oh, and Yamato.
So is that where you want to start with the revelation of who Kaido's son? Not who Kaido's son is, but I guess his name? Because there's a lot to go into with this too.
Yeah, because I wanted to hear what you thought about it.
Oh, you know me. I mean, this is becoming a regular thing with the chapter reviews. I think literally every single episode we've done a theory. But I think this is the safest one by far out of all my theories. Because I do have a theory of what's going on with Yamato and what's going on with the whole family problem and what Kaido's talking about, or at least alluding to,
really?
With the whole thing that he's talking about with the Tobiropo and King and Jack there.
Yeah.
When he was talking about he has an announcement to make concerning his son that he doesn't want to say before the whole alliance thing is announced and everything because he doesn't want any confusion happening.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's related to his son. I have thoughts about this, which I think is the safest theory yet.
I'm excited because I was confused. I was so confused. I had no clue.
So I think that, well, first we know that this banquet is about the alliance between Kaido and Big Mom, right?
Yeah.
So what do we know about Big Mom and how she goes about making alliances?
Children, right?
Marrying her children. So I think the announcement that's coming up is naturally that Yamato is going to be marrying one of Big Mom's kids. Depending on how old Yamato is, it could be one of Big Mom's kids that we know. And if, this is where the stretch comes in, if it's the people that's here now as far as Big Mom's crew is concerned, because I know someone did mention that Big Mom has another ship coming with more of her subordinates, so it honestly could be anybody. But like, out of the options we have here, if it's about the options we have here, we could see, and depending on how old Yamato really is, because we don't know how old he is, we could see Yamato maybe marrying Smoothie. Or if he's younger, maybe marrying, which I would hate, Flampe.
Which one was the ugly one?
That could be anybody. So she got 35 kids.
She do.
Smoothie is a thick one.
Oh, yes.
One of the sweet generals.
She was sweet. She was amazing. I loved her.
She was sweet.
She had them Amazon legs. Oh, I love that so much.
Oh, yeah. And Flampe was the really annoying one that shot Luffy when Luffy was fighting Katakuri. And Katakuri got all mad about it.
That ladybug looking.
Yeah, the ladybug looking bitch.
I hope it's not her. I hope it's not her.
This is where we have to start speculating on Yamato's age, because this can go two different directions, I think. I think it's important to recognize that Kaido is tasking the Tobiropo, who's way stronger than we thought. Last chapter review, by the way, we'll get to that too. But he's tasking the Tobiropo to get him back. And so this seems like getting Yamato back will be a pretty hard deal. Otherwise, he'll get one of his headliners or even his henchmen to get him if it's like Momonosuke's age, I think.
Yeah.
So Yamato might actually be, regular age and maybe pretty strong too if he's tasking the Tobiropo to go get them, or to go get him,
Yeah, he might actually be like Kaido's proper son, like Kaido level. Maybe obviously not Kaido level, but
I don't even think Calamity level, but maybe like too young to be that, but still like old enough to like be able to fight.
Yeah, no.
Maybe.
What would be more interesting? Because Kaido's like what, like 50, or how old is he even?
Kaido's over 50, I think. Kaido's around Big Mom's age, and Big Mom's oldest kids are 50s.
Okay.
I think Perispero's supposed to be like 53. And Perispero's Big Mom's oldest son.
Yeah, so that makes me feel like, actually, I don't know, man. Everything that's said on this podcast just becomes wrong immediately.
It goes right out the window the next week. So much of it goes right out the window next week. That's what I kind of like to.
But I think he's like 20, 30, something like that. I think he's a young man. Just based off of Kaido's age and like his life journey. I don't know. It makes it sound like he's like some rebellious young man Kaido's just like tired of.
I think that's gonna be true. I think that's exactly what you. And the fact that they can't find him and he's all running away and he thinks that's going to be trouble getting him back. I'm pretty sure he's a rebellious young man.
Right. So it's like he has responsibility to live up to Kaido at this point. I feel like maybe that could be part of why he's like, I don't want to. Or he's getting drunk somewhere or something.
Yeah, or he could just be a do-nothing drunk. Or just like young Odin, you know what I mean? Who doesn't realize their potential yet, but like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Son of Kaido, maybe an alcoholic too, maybe rebellious.
Definitely, like, I'm excited to see him. Oh, I'm excited to see him.
But I also think it's still a possibility that he's still a younger Momonosuke-aged kid too. I think if that's true, do you have the chapter open?
Yes, sir.
Did you see on page, I believe it's when we saw Jinbei and Robin. Okay, so on page 8 or 9, I mean, on the bottom left corner, when you see Jinbei and Robin talking and they're walking out, you see a rustle in the bushes and someone's watching them.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Jesus. Yeah.
That's the first time you saw it?
Yeah, I don't know. I missed that.
I missed it the first time too. It's all good. Given the way that One Piece arcs usually go, if there's someone missing from the other side, especially if they're younger, it usually ends up that he'll meet up with the Straw Hats first, and especially given that they're all in Beast Pirates uniforms now, and just the usual how it ends up with One Piece arcs and everything, he'll get with the One Piece Pirates, the Straw Hats first, and maybe not even know that they're enemies, and then get that whole interaction with them, and maybe even become friends with them, or enemies, who knows, but interact with them first before meeting up with the Beast Pirates, and that might create the tension when Tobirama finally made him and all that. Just given how One Piece usually kind of goes with this stuff, it makes sense that the missing person on Kaido's side, especially someone as important as Kaido's son, might meet up with the Straw Hats first, just to create that extra, the extra level of what's going on in this arc.
That makes, I actually like that a lot, just because it would give a good opportunity for us to see Jinbei, like, for the first time. Well, not technically for the first time. In action, I guess, against the Tobirama.
Yeah, because everybody left in the Franky vehicles and everything, so he would be meeting up with just Jinbei and Robin.
Yeah, so they wouldn't...
I like that. They both need more characterization.
Yeah, which I think that would be good. So, which I like.
That would be really cool.
I hope they meet him.
Ooh.
And they're the two people who would be like, if they met someone they didn't know, they'd be like calm and collected. And like take the situation in.
Yes.
Rather than just like...
They're the most sensible about all that.
Yeah. Luffy is kind of too in a weird way. But Jinbei, obviously, I think that's a good choice.
Yeah. I see that. I like that, actually, the more we talk about that. Otherwise, I mean, it could be, so I don't think that would be Yamato if Yamato ends up being older, because I think that type of thing, especially with him hiding in the bushes, everything is usually like a little kid thing, like a Momonosuke level of kid thing to be, or character role to play.
Yeah, and it could show like, if he was a young kid, it could show like someone who's the opposite of Momonosuke, who's also a kid of a powerful person, but who's not like, you know how, what's the word, meek he is. Perhaps he might be a young rebellious little Kaido, so that would be cool to see that opposite kind of in play there.
It would be cool, and in turn it would give more characterization to Kaido too, and not have him be as much as a flat character. If we see his son really get some more, we haven't seen him yet, but some characterization at all. Maybe get some more insight to how Kaido was. He was younger, maybe a little bit.
I don't see who's wife. Who would you pick? Huh?
Out of the big mom pirates?
Kaido, who's the mom? That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, the mom of Yamato.
Oh, yeah. The mom.
Who knows? They rarely ever should get into like who's the mom of anybody. We still have no idea who Luffy's mom is. As much as we know, like, we don't see anybody's mom except for literally Robin's. Like, nobody even mentions anybody's mom except for Robin's and Sanji's.
It's like single parent households only allowed in Jump.
Not even that too, because like we know the parents of most of these kids. We know the dad of most of the kids, but for pretty much all of them, the dad wasn't even like there. We just know his name. Like Dragon wasn't there. Judge threw Sanji away. We still have no idea who Zoro's dad is. No idea who Nami's parents are. No idea who most of the parents are.
I wonder why.
Usopp's dad left.
Maybe to make characters more relatable to kids if they don't have parents. So it's like they're like blank slate, like completely. I don't know. I've just been thinking about that.
I mean, they do that with the missing dad thing with all these characters. Like, Usopp's main thing, at least at the beginning of the Surf Village arc and everything, his whole front story was all about how his dad left to go join Shanks' pirate crew and he never had him and all that. Like, so they make that narrative with him. And they do make the narrative with Robin's mom, but that's about the only one. But Yeah, they never really focus on the moms. For as far as One Piece is concerned, there's a lot of, I don't know, asexual babies being born. From guys, too, which is...
Oh, man.
You know. But yeah, son, a lot of opportunities with that. So if that isn't Yamato in the bushes, who else could that be? Like, just possibilities-wise. Because I can't think of anybody else.
I just don't know who we haven't seen that's met relevant. Or seen or met that's relevant. Because we kind of know where everyone is at the moment.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Like,
yeah.
And if we don't know where they are, we know where they're, like, going or they coming from or something.
And that's just a character we haven't met yet, other than Kaido's son, which I do believe is Kaido's son.
You think it could be someone else? Or
I mean, anything's possible with this. Like you said the other day, 15 minutes ago. We say one thing, one chapter review, and then that goes out the window the next chapter. So who knows?
But Yamato, let's stick with it. Let's see.
Yamato. So, next thing, the Tobiropo. This is one thing we were completely wrong, or I guess I was completely wrong about last time, when we were talking about the wide gap between Kaido's quote-unquote commanders and the rest of the crew. Apparently, we were very wrong about that, and the Tobiropo is comparable to be next in line for the commander spot, the same way that Big Mom has some top-level people who can step up and switch places with sweet commanders.
Yeah, that was...
I love this.
That was interesting, because does that mean are we gonna see this play out? Is this gonna be a part of the arc too?
It seems like it, and I think there's a lot of possibilities they can do with this too, which I love. The infighting in it. So this is another small theory that I think might happen too with this whole thing. We have this narrative already going that was started at the end of the last chapter with a few comments about specifically Sasaki and who's who, but it seems like it's most of the Tobiropo besides Drake. Drake specifically said he doesn't care about any of that, and I don't think Page 1 does either. Or maybe not Ulti either. But specifically Sasaki and who's who specifically said that they want that commander spot, and they're more than willing to fight for it, especially who's who. You see that face that he made when Kaido said, "Nah, man, if you guys get my son, you can pick any commander you want and fight him for it."
Yeah.
And, you know, who's who got a little hype for that. I'm kind of hype. Who's who seems like he might be a beast. And Sasaki, you mentioned too, like they're both captains and they're both very ambitious and want that spot. So what I think might happen, given that this is a big celebration between pirates and everything, and the situation between the commanders maybe having some fights against the Tobiropo and some infighting, is we might see a mini tournament start up with all this.
A mini tournament?
As entertainment for the whole thing. A mini tournament between the Tobiropo and the commanders.
That would be wild.
Squarely as entertainment for the party. And, you know, as far as Kaido's concerned, I mean, it's a win-win. If Tobiropo beats one of the commanders, he has a new commander.
Right.
And the commanders win, I mean, he still has his commanders. He doesn't really care. They don't really have that type of camaraderie that the Big Mom pirates have. Or definitely not like Straw Hats or Whitebeard or anything like that.
Yes.
So they don't really care. It's all entertainment. And if they really see Luffy and Kid and all of them as the small fry, which I'm very sure they do. I mean, Kaido one-shot Luffy and Kid, I assume. I mean, took care of Kid pretty easily, I mean. And we know that Kid and Luffy and potentially Zoro, and we don't know where Killer is. I assume Killer is with Kid. That we might see Luffy, Zoro, Kid, and Killer get in the mix with that tournament too, just by being there and starting shit.
Right, yeah, because Luffy's about 100%. Luffy 100%.
Luffy's already being primed up to start shit with the very, very end of this chapter when he saw like the people wasting the food and everything. He had a flashback to Tama and like, man, these people are starving out there and you guys just throwing shit on the ground. He's already getting kind of steamed up and he's looking like he's gonna start a fight soon anyway.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, if they had like obviously the infighting would provide a good opportunity for the samurai and the pirates going against them.
Especially if people end up like losing.
Yeah. Because they need, I mean, right now, from where I stand, they need all the help they can get to actually win.
They need more than that.
Yeah. So
just to beat Kaido.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. We'll see about that. But Luffy, oh man, Luffy's just gonna mess everything up. I don't.
That's what Luffy does best.
The Tobiropo are probably gonna go out, gonna meet Jinbei. I don't even know if we're gonna make it that far. I feel like they're just gonna maybe meet, I don't know, they're gonna meet someone, go out and meet one of the crew who's invading. Luffy's gonna mess everything up, gonna drop people to him, and Zoro's somewhere.
That is true. The Tobiropo are leaving on a mission before they get to fight the commanders and everything. The Tobiropo have to go get Yamato before any of that's possible. And Luffy is currently in the middle of Onigashima and like about to start some shit right now. So that is true.
So I'm thinking that might be a catalyst just to maybe just to get them out when they go fight people. It's like, okay, yeah, they were doing this, so of course they would meet these characters.
Yeah.
At this spot.
Yeah, well, how it is right now, where we see Luffy getting all steamed up, Luffy is directly under Queen.
Yeah,
so if
yeah,
Luffy
yeah.
starts some shit right now, Queen's definitely gonna see. Because remember, Luffy actually pointing out, it's like, oh, that's the guy from Udon up there yelling funky and shit. That's Queen right there.
Yeah, exactly.
And Luffy's right in the middle of that. So if he starts shit, Queen is gonna be there, even if Jack and King and Todoropo aren't.
I guess okay, yeah. So we could see that, and then that could leave them open still to
That's a good point. This whole Yamato stuff has to play out first too, and if we're right about Yamato being that person in the bushes, that means some Todoropo might have to meet up with some of the factions, or more specifically Jinbei and Robin first, before any of that Commander versus Todoropo stuff happens. That's a good point. King's looking sharp there too. I like his little spread.
Yeah, King was looking really good. I wasn't too big on him before, but
we're getting more of them now.
Yeah,
I like King's superior attitude too.
Yeah, his personality was nice. He's just like, it's not a problem. Yeah, of course, but like, yeah.
Yeah, damn, I'm so excited for what's going to happen with this Todoropo and Commander stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I really like Who's Who more now, and Ulti's still my favorite, just from her talking shit. I don't even care if she fights, to be honest.
Bro, that Bao Huang has a really cool design. I know it too. She's a headliner. That little
little squirrel girl.
I was like, what?
So right. One thing people brought up with that. So are you looking at Bao Huang right now?
Yes.
So you see her mask, right, and it has that eye on it.
Yeah.
Are you on page 13?
This is I'm on 14.
14, even better. Go to the next page on page 15 and look at Who's Who when he's smiling, and look at his chest.
Oh, son.
His tattoo on his chest is the exact same eye that's on Bao Huang's face.
Same.
And they both have masks on.
Yeah, same lashes.
This is a theory that I saw flying around earlier, just on Reddit and YouTube and shit, that both of them, since their faces are covered and they have that same symbol, might be from the Third Eye tribe, like Pudding.
That's interesting. Okay.
Because of the eye symbol and the mask both covering both of them.
Right, yeah. Like Pudding had the exact... Well, she had hair, but...
Well, yeah, she had hair covering it, but...
Yeah, same.
My point is you can't see their face to see if anything else is there.
Yeah.
Because there's something to both of them having... I mean, it's the exact same symbol.
Are all of the three-eyed people like Pudding? Or was she just...
As far as like the bipolar shit?
Yeah, or was that just her thing?
Look, I hope not. I don't want that shit to come back. Oh my gosh, that was another thing I saw people saying with this whole wedding idea. This whole Wano arc is the wrap up of the entire Emperor saga. So we're gonna see possibly everything that was introduced throughout the whole saga kind of come to a head at the same time at Wano. Oh, which means a few things actually. Which means that Pudding, who was a big part of Whole Cake Island, that whole storyline was kind of left unfinished.
Yeah.
Might end up coming back into the story, and it might come back in the story as Big Mom still trying to marry her off, maybe to Yamato, which I hate Pudding so much. Unless she makes big changes to her thing, like big changes, I mean, scrap the entire bipolar shit.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I don't really want to see her back in story, but I think it is kind of likely because she was introduced as being like kind of an important character in Whole Cake Island, which is in turn a setup for the head of everything, which is Wano. And also coming back to what I'm saying literally right now about everybody who's introduced in earlier arcs as a main figure coming back to Wano. I think from the cover story, actually today, Sunday, which is the first time the cover story, like really, this cover story specifically really might matter to the point, is this cover story we see the Tontadas coming back to Dressrosa, possibly from the Reverie, because you know the what's the main Tontada's name? I forgot his name, but a few Tontadas were at the Reverie with everybody else, and they might be coming back from that, and they come across one of the Sweet Tart ships, the Big Mom ships, and they see Pound on it, passed out, who turns out is still alive, or maybe still alive.
Oh, shoot.
You see that?
Yeah.
Which I see a lot of people hating because, you know, the Willopy, which is one of the worst things or biggest criticisms that Oda gets, specifically, have you heard the Willopy?
The Willopy? Remind me.
The Will of P. Like, you know, there's a Will of D and then there's a Will of P.
Yeah, I heard.
It's just an internet thing.
Oh, it's an internet thing? Okay. No, I haven't.
Yeah, no, it's not a real thing that Oda actually put. But the Will of P specifically is they're talking about Pell and the travesty that was in Alabasta, that somehow Pell just came out of that alive after sacrificing himself in that big moment, and it was a beautiful moment, and Oda kind of just ruined it by just keeping him alive.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was weird.
And that's known as the Will of P. When the Will of P might be even more actually true because of it's happening again to Pound, and the possibility of that happening again later with maybe, and I hope not, Pedro coming back, because that door was kind of left open. Because the way Pedro died was kind of weird, because, you know, I mean, he didn't even care about Sparrow, which is kind of a weird way to have him kind of sacrifice himself kind of for nothing.
Yeah.
he only slowed Perospero down, not even killed him, for sacrificing his own life, which kind of, and you didn't see his body and everything, so kind of leaves the door open for that coming back too, which would really make the Willoughby with Pell, Pedro, and Pound. But my point to Willoughby is crazy. But my point to bring that up is, so we know from the cover story that the whole thing was Beige going with Chiffon on a mission to go find Lola, and it led them to Dressrosa, and it had the whole thing with the germ pirates. And then last chapter we saw like they accidentally found Lola, not Chiffon, and they found Chiffon, so the sisters are reunited. And now Pound is back at Dressrosa, so Pound will probably finally have that moment where he meets his daughters for the first time and everything. And also the Tontadas are there with them, and Tontadas the one who's going to get Pound, and then possibly Chiffon and Lola and Beige, who Beige is the only supernova that's been an integral part of the Empire, is that right? Am I saying that right? Emperor. The Emperor Saga. The only big supernova of the Emperor Saga that's not currently at Wano.
Yeah.
Which, like I said before, like seems like all the main characters are gonna come to head here, specifically the supernovas. So, and we know that, like we said before, the Straw Hat Fleet kind of expect them to make an appearance at Wano. Maybe when Luffy might lose the first fight or something, and to see the Viva cards start burning, or maybe Nekomamushi might gather them up or something and get there and everything. And if that happens, the Tontadas might bring Beige and Chiffon, Pound, and Lola and all of them to Wano. And I mean, that might be how the last supernova of the Emperor Saga gets to Wano too.
That would be a good way to tie everything together, especially with these stories. So I could definitely see that, yeah.
It would. And to be honest, I'm not that mad about Pound coming back to life either. Just because, he's not that big of a character for me to be super mad about it. And, he kind of got done. Not kind of, he got done so dirty, son. Big Mom treated him like shit after she got his baby from him. He never even met his kid and everything. And it was a sad moment when he sacrificed himself so his daughter, who doesn't even know who he is, can live and everything. But, I don't know. I'll feel kind of good at least having him meet his daughters and shit. So I'm not that mad about this one, but don't bring that Willoughby shit back again. Not with Pedro.
Not with the first, what was his name?
Where?
Alabasta.
Oh, Pell.
Pell, yeah. Because that was just...
That was egregious. It was such a great moment that was ruined. Like, imagine if we saw all of Marineford and we had all those big moments and all that shit. We had Luffy just break down and everything, and then, the next chapter, Ace is back alive again.
Yeah, that was...
I was like, yo, what did I go through all this emotions for, son? And Whitebeard's alive again. I was like, what? He had the hardest death. It was such a moment. Why have ruined that, bringing him back alive again for nothing? Because Pell came back to life for nothing. They weren't using his character again.
See, having Beige meet them again would be kind of nice, because I like Beige. I actually enjoy.
I like Beige too. Beige gets a lot of flack, I see, but I like Beige.
His devil fruit's really useful. It's not like a powerhouse.
It's really
good, but
yeah, it's really interesting. It's very interesting.
Like invasions, infiltrations, and things like that.
He's smart.
I feel like he could help out.
Yeah, he's dumb smart. I kind of like him Beige to Law a little bit, as far as him being kind of a tactician.
Right.
I think he's a healthy mix between Law and a few aspects of Kid and Luffy, as far as he still has that same reckless mentality, just the pirate lifestyle. Everything's still gonna be on a whim, but still he thinks things all the way through. I like Beige's character a lot, actually.
Yeah,
family first guy.
Yeah,
that was his crew.
He's actually a very nice man. Actually, a very nice
man.
Guy.
I thought he would make a way bigger deal as far as, because he had one of the best ships too.
Yeah,
his ship was kind of crazy, and he lost it on Hookage Island. He was like, man, it's cool. I got my girl, I got my baby, I got my family. That's all that matters to me. I was like, oh, come on, man. You a stand-up guy, bitch.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Mike and the Supernovas.
Supernovas coming in hot. Man, who else?
Coming in hot.
Oh, but you think Momonosuke's gonna do anything with that little knife he got?
That's exactly what I was about to get into. So, we have Kanjuro, which I didn't realize, which, I mean, it makes sense. Kanjuro has, even though he's technically on Kaido's side and Orochi's side, he hasn't been physically with them this entire time. He's been with the samurai the entire time.
Yeah.
The entire 20 years. He's been passing the messages back and forth, but he's never been on Onigashima. So, we were talking earlier about, he might not have passed the message along because he went to go get Hiyori first, maybe. But in reality, he's just lost on Onigashima, which makes sense because Onigashima is huge and he's never been there.
Yeah.
And also, the Beast Pirates don't know that he's on their side at all, so he's fighting Beast Pirates and shit like that because they think he's still on the Akazaya 9 and shit like that. So that makes sense that he's all tied up. But, Momo with that knife, I see a lot of people saying that he might stab Kanjuro, which I don't think is going to happen. I think he's just going to cut himself free.
Yeah, that's the most likely thing. Or keep it till later, and it could come in.
Or keep it till later, yeah.
Play later when something, I don't know.
I actually think that's more likely, given the way he looked and everything. It's more like about like, okay, this might come in handy later than okay, yeah. Actually, I think that's more likely.
Just because I don't know, him escaping would have to be something crazy would have to happen for him to escape Kanjuro.
Because even if you cut stuff free, I mean, Kanjuro is there. You can just draw up a snake real quick and wrap him back up again.
Right, and one of 5.
Or dropping a swan and just, anything. He can draw anything. That makes sense. One thing that we haven't been talking about this past few chapters, which Oda seems to making even more of an effort to put in the front lines, is Carrot not being with the Minks at all and consistently being with the Straw Hats.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
Might be getting Carrot as a Straw Hat after this. It's seeming very, very likely, more likely each chapter that Carrot's gonna be a Straw Hat.
I thought she already was. For some reason, I thought she was. But I think it's just...
I mean, she's been with them for a long time.
Yeah, I think that's probably why. I think I just started assuming she was. Because she's always there.
Yeah. I mean, the Minks are here. Her real family's here. She's still, like... I don't think she said a word to them. She still is consistently with the Straw Hats. She hasn't said anything to Wanda or anything.
Yeah, she might be like at the toast, at the big toast at the end of this. Might get Jinbei and Carrot.
Yeah.
Both joining.
Apparently, Oda said at one point too that the next Straw Hat editions will come back to back, which means, I mean, technically Jinbei was initiated Straw Hat back in Fishman Island, but like this is the first time he's really coming back as a Straw Hat.
Right.
So if you have Jinbei coming back and then Carrot coming official Nakama after this arc too, then that would come in. I mean, that would validate what Oda allegedly said about the next Straw Hat editions, which I'm not mad at either. I like her.
Yeah, she's nice. No, she's cool.
Especially with her Sulong form and everything.
Yeah, her mink form is good. Personality's good. I don't think... I don't... There's not one that Straw Hat I don't, like, dislike. Or any potential Straw Hats.
Nah, yeah.
I dislike.
Oda's really good for that. Any potential Straw Hats, do you think there's other potentials as far as editions?
Rather, I meant like potential ones that have joined in the past that I've ever just like disliked. I've never like disliked any of them, so I could totally see her. And I think so that would mean that she gonna have a role, a nice role. Maybe not a big one, but a nice role coming up here soon, or maybe not soon, but
in the arc.
Yeah, in the arc. Yeah.
I think her big role is gonna come when we get that fight between Nekomushi and Inarashi and Jack, possibly with them all being Sulong form. Because remember, like if you get a full moon, which I'm pretty sure is gonna happen in Battle of Onigashima at some point,
got to, yeah.
And we see Nekomushi and Inuyasha go Sulong and Carrot go Sulong at the same time, that's gonna be some crazy.
Yeah, she might help them pull out the W.
Man, they might not need help if they're both Sulong.
True.
That form is really something crazy.
Jack lost to someone. He lost to someone.
Jack almost lost. I mean, the fight didn't finish, but he was losing a fight against Ashura Doji.
Yeah, okay. So, Sulong, okay.
Or Shutenmaru, whatever you want to call him. Shutenmaru.
So I guess the next person we really got to see, Bao
in
action. And the Toby Ropo. Yeah, because I think we've seen everyone else, like, in action.
I don't think Bao Huang's going to be fighting or anything like that. I mean, she's a kid and just a headliner. I think we're only going to see, like, real fighting come from Toby Ropo, the Calamities, obviously Kaido, the Numbers and all those other groups Apu and all of the above headliner type people.
Right.
Mainly.
Okay.
But I don't know if we're going to see any headliners when they get in the mix. I mean, we saw before, like we talked about last time, Luffy kind of handled all the headliners very easily. Oh, and also Orochi's Ninja and the Big Mom Pirates.
Toby Ropo's going to be hype, I think. I think they're going to be a lot bigger. I guess we already expect them to be kind of big. So yeah, I'm excited.
But we also got for Toby Ropo, I mentioned it a second earlier, but we didn't really talk in it that much. They pointed out that Sasaki and Who's Who were once captains of their own crew, similar to Apu and Hawkins.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, Drake, Apu, Hawkins, Who's Who, and Sasaki were all captains of their own crew. And I think that being true, it might release them from them having to have ancient Zoan Devil Fruits like everybody else. I mean, I think that frees them up to having a Devil Fruit they want to, honestly, even though Drake does have ancient Zoan Devil Fruit, but...
Right, just because they stand out.
They don't have to necessarily fall in line with the Beast Pirates. Just they originated from their own crews and shit like that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Are there any, you read any theories just based off of how they look about what they could be?
The only theories I saw were the ones I talked about last time with Black Maria, Sasaki, and I think that was it. Did I mention any others? As far as the Devil Fruit theories, I think the only ones I saw floating around were about Sasaki and Black Maria. It's based off their names, and Oda hides a lot with the names. Apparently there's a lot, I have to look back into it because I forgot it, but there's a lot of foreshadowing in the names of specifically Trafalgar Law, especially Trafalgar D. Water Law, because Trafalgar, damn, I can't get into it now. I'll get into it when I know more about it, but there's a lot into that.
Interesting. Read out. Let's talk about that.
And Oda hides all of those in there. So yeah, man. Again, Battle of Onigashima gets closer and closer with each chapter.
I'm excited.
Closer.
I'm ready.
Closer.
Loins are ready.
I am ready.
Big Mom. Big Mom want to see her in a swimsuit so bad. Please, Oda.
They keep hyping her in her swimsuit. They keep talking about her in a kimono, man. She's been changing for the past like 5 chapters.
I'm trying to see something.
This bitch don't get changed.
I'm trying to see something.
Yo, a kimono is by far the fastest thing to put on too.
Yeah.
It's just a robe.
Yeah, you just can tie that thing.
Kaido's like, nah, she's still changing.
Yeah, I wonder if she's gonna look. Nah, absolutely not. No way. Never mind.
I mean, she's probably just gonna be like Big Mom in a kimono.
Yeah.
They're hyping it so much.
That's funny.
Oh, one last thing too. We got new battle Frankies.
Oh yeah, those are new. Okay.
The Black Rhino and the Brachio Tank 5. Brachio Tank 5 might be a little foreshadowing too, since Queen's Devil is a Brachiosaurus.
Oh, so they might. Okay, we can see Queen versus the Brachio Tank 5 crew.
Yeah, again, I love seeing Straw Hats just do Straw Hat shit. Chopper is so cute, son.
Bro, Zoro is. I'll go stop. No, you
Dog,
won't.
this is the best crew, son.
No,
Out of all the anime crews, this has to be nobody does like crew interactions like Oda does. It's so perfect. Oda's a genius with this.
Yeah.
He really took a time out to really lay out a very. If you look into it, like we were talking about earlier with Oda's rule of 3s with the crew, she strategized just something as simple as crew interaction so well that it never fails.
Yeah, and Jinbei fits in really well, I think.
Bro, yeah,
He was a perfect
yeah,
character.
he does. And Carrot.
Yeah, anybody else would have stopped him, but Jinbei obviously he doesn't know yet, so I like that. That was nice.
Yeah, man. So probably immediately next chapter we're gonna see Luffy get into some shit.
Or watch Oda just complete 180 and just not come back to that for like 5 chapters.
Which is very possible.
Very.
I think this Onigashima shit is gonna end up being a lot like way longer than it seems now.
Honestly, just
Especially I think everything's gonna come to a head here.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna get some flashbacks in here. Probably a good Kaido flashback in here, or maybe probably not an Orochi flashback. Probably a good Kaido flashback in here, unless I don't know, maybe a kid or something. But probably Kaido flashback in here.
Yeah, I can see Kaido. He's been being built up.
Which I want to see. I want to see more about Kaido. Man.
100%. Yeah.
Number 1 bounty in the world right now, as far as pirates are concerned.
100%.
It's alive.
Kaido, I'm excited.
Strongest creature in the world.
I'm excited, super excited. I mean, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna defeat Kaido? Are they not gonna defeat Kaido? Because they could just lose.
I think they're not gonna defeat a Kaido.
They could just lose.
Well, I think the first time they're gonna lose.
Yeah,
the first time they're gonna lose, and Luffy's gonna get fucked up, and that's gonna cause the Straw Hat fleet to come because they're gonna see that Viva card start burning.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, okay, I got you.
And that's how they're gonna know
We
they're
gotta
on
pull
where
up.
they're at. Because I don't know if they know that they're on Wano. Like I said before, my whole completely wrong Bartolomeo's Kaido's son theory. Bartolomeo doesn't know that Luffy's against Kaido, so he might not know he's in Wano. So they might need a reason to know that, which FIFA card would tell them exactly where it's at.
Give a reason for them to show up, increase the scale. Let's go.
Oh, one last thing I saw floating around too, which has not that much basis to it, other than the whole crew building thing and going arcs and picking up team members, and that not really being exclusive to Luffy, even though we only see Luffy's tail. I see people saying that there might be a possibility of getting one of the Skyburbs, specifically Kawamatsu, to join the Heart Pirates with Law after this.
With Law.
Yeah. With Law, again, it's not based off of too much really actual stuff, it's just based off thinking things too. And like, you know what? We only ever see Luffy gain crew members after arcs, even though we did see Law get John Bart from Sabaody. But you know, Law's crew could use another addition too. And Kawamatsu being the only fisherman that he's ever seen his whole life, that was his whole backstory. Is he was treated like a freak because he was a fisherman and everything,
Right.
and lumped in with Inarashi and Nekomamushi.
Yeah.
And I don't see Jinbei might open up his curiosity about seeing the rest of the world and everything. And Law's crew is in need of another dynamic in there.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And him spending time on the sub and everything might jog a little, you know what I mean? And the Skybursts, all of them probably won't be needed in Wano afterwards. I know Nekomamushi and Inarashi probably go back as Zoe or bring on the Minx here or something, but I think one of the Skybursts might have room to dip out on one of these ships.
I think that would be nice, yeah. I think Law...
Probably not kids.
No, probably not kids.
Yeah, you gotta be a specific person to join the kids crew. But yeah, man, we'll see how wrong we are in 2 weeks when the next chapter drops. Oda said earlier that breaks are gonna be much more frequent now because of the whole Corona stuff, but they're still pumping them out, man. I'm fine with 2-week breaks, man. You know, I deal with Attack on Titan. They have 1 month breaks regularly, and now we have a whole extra month break with that. So
yeah,
I can't ask much. 2 weeks is fine. Take your time, Oda. Make sure your staff is safe and healthy. Make sure you're safe and healthy.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. I'm excited, man. 2 weeks. We'll see you guys then at chapter 980. It's looking like it's a good possibility that we might get something very, 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 very crazy happening on chapter 1000. You know, Oda likes to have some crazy stuff on the 100 marks with his chapters.
We got to. I'd be disappointed if he did not beat that up.
Come on, son. How many manga even reach a chapter 1000? I don't know if there's any, let alone successful ones.
That boxing one, isn't it like I know there's a lot. Hajime no Ippo or something.
Hajime no Ippo?
Yeah.
Is that 1,000 chapters? Hajime no Ippo is great.
Yeah.
Hajime no Ippo is like, it's been going on for a long ass time, so maybe that would be out there too. But if you got 1,000, chapter 1,000 has to be something crazy. Which, I mean, it's a good possibility it is. You see where we're at.
I'm hyped. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man. Hope you guys are too. Let us know your thoughts on the chapter and what we're saying and everything and how wrong our theories are. Or if you agree with Robin being MVP of the chapter. And you better, because you see her, right? You see her.
She bad.
Let us know, man. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Salute. Ooh, baby, I like it raw.